for today's action here on our midday show. And hope you guys are enjoying your lunch out there or wherever you're doing. We got some plays for you here on today's card. Before we get underway, just a couple of things. Be sure to subscribe to our channel here. Of course, you don't want to miss our live show, right? We give you picks here for same day games, so make sure you get the best numbers with these plays. So make sure you like and subscribe. Also, our promo code, you can save 20% off all premium pick packages. When you use that promo code TonyT at checkout, you can access our page by clicking the link in the description, then clicking the All Cappers tab and get signed up to one of your favorite Cappers packages. Of course, our comments, we love to hear from you. Post your picks in the comments below. And don't forget our podcast, every pick and podcast form, Tony's Pick Podcast. Do the search on all major platforms. Driving home, we put all our full-length shows up as well on the podcast, like the Morning Steam, right? 1 hour plus show every morning with picks and game breakdowns from the entire day's card. And they look ahead to some of the football as well, college football, NFL, of course, look aheads as well. So lots of picks there on the Morning Steam. So make sure you find it on Tony's Picks Podcast on all major platforms. For your drive home or your drive to work, or if you go to the gym, you want to walk, work out, you got it there. So power walkers out there, there you go. That's the podcast for you to listen to on your power walks. All right, and of course, visit our site, Tony'sPicks.com. Let's see what's going on right now. Before we get our show started, give some time for people to get into the show in the chat room. Let's get the notifications out here. You can see our top performing cappers. Well, look who's number 1 and 2. All right, Mindy and Ramon, they're on the show today. What do you almost combined for 1,000 units of profit? And over case, you'll see the latest premium picks up there right now. We got a lot of action there from Ben. We've got Paul coming in with some plays as well. Ramon's got an NBA as his featured play, an NBA 7-pack up there. He's deep in this card tonight, this 11-game card from the NBA. Mindy in there with her NBA 7-pack as well, so check that out. Our best bets, if you're just going to be a best bet hunter, we got the best bets up there for you. Each capper can select one best bet per sport per day, so that's why you'll see more than one up there, because you like Mindy, she's got a best bet from college football. She's got one here from NHL as well as NBA up there. Many of them do, so keep an eye there for those best bets. Paul has one coming up here pretty shortly here. Nick with them across the board. I've got a couple best bets in there. Hollywood Sam with 2. Tiffany as well. Morning Steam Cream coming in with the best bet of the day from the NBA, so check that out right there. $15 pick, what is that? Well, each capper can designate one of their picks off their card as a $15 premium pick. Showcase their service to new and existing customers. That's what the $15 pick is. And of course, many of them want to make that really good impression, so they'll put their best bet there at $15, and then you'll see many of them up there. You'll see the little orange here that says profit guarantee. A lot of all the one-day passes are that way. They must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credited back in your account. That is profit guarantee. Not on the long-term passes. The one in yellow are not. Only because they're already discounted already. So check them out. Pick ticker here, if you're just looking for individual picks, a la carte, there you go with the pick ticker. A lot of action up there, a lot of picks you can choose from. We tell you what the game is, we tell you the side and total, you know what you're getting there. So check out the pick ticker. Also profit guarantee on the pick ticker, on all the pick ticker picks as well. All right, let's get this one underway. With us today, we've got Mindy Hahn and Ramon Scott. So let's get the game day picks underway. It's time to bring in Mindy Hahn. You'll find her over at Tony'sPicks.com, coming off a monster day yesterday, NBA, as well as winning day on the ice. So let's bring in Mindy right now. Mindy, how's it going?
I'm doing well, Tony. Excited for another winning day here coming up tonight.
That's right. Another winning day indeed. A big card tonight from the NBA 11-game card. We got a few on the ice, some action up there. So a World Series as well. So World Series already in the 2nd of November. So a lot of baseball left to go here. But tonight we're going to look at this Heat. Boy, what a fourth quarter the Heat had. Broke my heart there. But anyway, Heat here to host the Kings. Heat laying 6.5 total, 221.5.
I guess you can't win them all, Tony, right? But yeah, I'm in a lot of action here on the NBA. Put out a free pick today in the NBA. So let's just keep going with the NBA here. So taking a look at the Kings and the Heat. I think everyone kind of knows by now Fox is going to be out here tonight for the Kings. They are 2-4 on the season. But I think Mitchell will replace him, just fine. He puts up about 23 points a game too. So I'm probably not missing, too much there in the overall scheme of things, even though, Fox is not really necessarily a replaceable guy, right? But, they do have this nice fast-paced offense. They usually have about 101 possessions, per 48 minutes. So they really get up and down the court really nice. But they're just kind of bad defensively here. They give up the 23rd most points and allowing that highest shooting percentage. the Kings just kind of have trouble, the way I see it, kind of just contesting shots. Like they just look a little bit sloppy sometimes and going through the motions. And they are 6-14 against the spread here in Miami. So if I take a look at the Heat, the Heat are off of back-to-back. They did have the nice win versus Golden State, but are 3-5 overall. Maybe looking for a little bit of revenge here since they lost the last time out, 119-113. But I think they're going to be able to really shoot the three here, and they're also a pretty good, like I said, defensive team, ranked 8th. They have lots of size, good shooters. I was on the Heat yesterday. I'm going to be on the Heat here again today. I'll take them at home -6.5 in this one, Tony.
All right, Mindy here is going to be on the Heat in this one here, minus the 6.5. I believe this one had opened up at 7. Let me double check that on the overnights. I think it did open. Yeah, we saw it open at 7. A little play here on the Kings, and I think it's only, again, the back-to-back situation. And if you've seen the Heat in back-to-backs, they've not been good. They've lost up. They have failed to cover both of their back-to-back spots, giving up. Well, it's the defense that's let them down. They've given up about 5.5 points above overall average in these back-to-back spots.
Well, but I still think Miami here is the better overall team. If it comes to size, if it comes to shooting, they score the 11th most points. They're 17th and giving up the lowest, shooting percentage here too. And then if I take a look at the Kings, I mean, they are like 23rd in adjusted defense. So in that lower third of, all of NBA teams, also allowing that big, 48% shooting percentage against their opponents. So again, with Butler, Lowry, I think they might just take over this game. I'm going to look for the Heat, even though I know you'll probably be rooting against me here tonight with your team, the Kings.
There we go. The Kings here in Sacramento. I think that may have been the time. But this is Mindy's segment. So she's on the Heat here, laying 6.5 in this one. This one will have a start time here of 7:40 Eastern time on the League Pass channel. All right, Mindy, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com for right now. Right now, you're showing great results here the last 30 days here in the NBA, coming off a monster day of 448 unit profit return yesterday with a 4-0 day in the NBA, 5-3 in the NHL. So great unit return here, 568 units here past 24 hours. So we have a big 11-game card from the NBA, 3 on the ice, I believe, as well. It's a TNT on the ice tonight for your television coverage, as well as the World Series, some couple of actions. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, so 2 games on the ice tonight, and I'm going to be in one of those. You can check me out on my guaranteed best bet in the NHL. We'll also be in play in one of those college football games, the Maction. It's like the rave right now. Everyone's getting in on these games, so make sure you pick that package up as well. And then if you take a look at my combination of NBA and college football, plus 722 units here over the last couple days. So be sure to go ahead and pick up that 7-pack in there for the NBA. Like I said, was 4-0 yesterday, plus that college football. So you can get in on my best bets of the day there as well. And then I know we have a lot of folks that like the 3-packs. So I went ahead and I repackaged my best bet in the NBA, my best bet in college football, and my best bet in the NHL. So if you're just going to say, hey, I want all of Mindy's best bets, why don't you go ahead and pick that up for only $45. That's much cheaper than doing the 25, 25, and 15. So I'm giving you a little bit of a discount if you want to get in on that 3-pack there as well. But again, if you want the bigger bang for your buck, if you're ready to, rock it here through November, increasing that bankroll, go ahead and get a 30-day pass right now. We went over, a little bit yesterday, all of the sports that you're going to get. We're looking at college basketball here coming up as well. I mean, you're going to get some great action in the month of November, plus all of those fun Thanksgiving rivalry games. So it's a good time to be a handicapper, good time to be a sports bettor. So go ahead and ride with me and get into the action here for the month of November. And use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Don't forget.
That's right. Don't forget about that promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll be able to save here 20% off here at off checkout here with that promo code. So don't forget about it. And of course, Mindy right now over at her on the site at Tony'sPicks.com does have that, as she said, that best bet 3-pack. Right now, taking her best bet from NBA, NHL, and college football into one there. Profit guaranteed at 45. Also, a action in there as well. Individual plays, as we can let's see here. We've got also more action here from Mindy, a pack here from the NBA as well. We've got her in action here with several plays here. A 7-pack up there from the NBA right now. So lots going on with Mindy now. Instead of getting all these plays individually, as we mentioned here, probably the long-term pass. And I really think here in the month of November, your best value is just, you don't even think about it. Just get that 1 month all sports pass, because November is a busy month. Probably one of the, I know March Madness is busy, but when you take a look at all the sports that's going on, I think there is no busier month in this industry than November. Because right now we've got, of course, that 1 month pass will get you the remainder of the World Series. If it goes 7, it'll be over by Sunday. So it covers all the World Series. Also, the NBA here for 7 days. Also, we got college basketball starting here on Monday. And of course, I think I said this on another show, when you look at the matchups, there's about 100 games a day, 140, it's crazy. They're not, probably 90% of them or 95% of them aren't the greatest, but you're going to find those 4 or 5 that are really good games. That's what you're going to find this time of the year. And they're going to be on TV. Of course, it's Gonzaga month, right? November, December is Gonzaga month. So you're going to see them. You're going to see these tournaments on these NBA courts, right? We always see Barclays Center, Madison Square Garden, the fight for Atlantis. We get into Feast Week, the I don't know if it's Maui Invitational, Maui Classic. I don't know what it is. It's Maui. They play that Maui tournament, and it's right before Thanksgiving. It's great because you got great teams in there that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Of course, it's always the night before Thanksgiving when they finish that tournament. And then on Friday, they start more tournaments. So it's just the feast week is crazy with college basketball. Rivalry week in college football coming up here. We're getting down to the end of the regular season, where right before we get into the championship week there, with the weekend there, with the big games here, with the conference tournaments. Like I said, just get the 1 month. Don't even think about it. Just get the 1 month pass. That's the best value right now over at Tony's Picks, and all that action that's coming up right now here with the football. Of course, it'll get the Thanksgiving football. Those 3 games there on Thanksgiving, the college football, the Friday after. I think we got some pretty good matchup finally for Friday. I don't think Nebraska-Iowa is going to be the lead game anymore. Sorry, Mindy. Sorry, Mindy. I think they found something a little better now that Friday. I was getting tired of that Nebraska-Iowa on Friday. But anyway.
I don't blame you. I'm tired of it over the last 8 years as well.
That's right. I missed Nebraska-Oklahoma on Friday. I really missed that matchup. That was the best, right?
Right. We should go back to that. Agreed.
That's right. So,
we should go back to the Jamel Holloway, matchups. There we go. Back in 1987.
Yes, that was worth that Nebraska, Oklahoma, and turkey sandwich. That was perfect that time. But anyway, that 1 month pass is the way to go with Mindy. Again, you can use the promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll save 20% off. You can access Mindy's page by clicking the link in the description, clicking the All Cappers tab, and get signed up. And again, as I said, get the 1 month pass. Don't even think about it. Just get the 1 month pass. It's November, guys. It's November. You know what happens in November. It's Madness Part 2. I think we can call it Madness Part 2, right? That's really what it is. But again, it's great stuff because we got, again, like I said, the football's fun with the rivalries and the big games at the end. Of course, it's backloaded, right? This college football is backloaded. All the great matchups, USC, UCLA. We got the Alabama, LSU coming up, and Georgia. A lot of these teams in the big rivalry games. USC, Notre Dame. There's a lot of stuff coming up in November, guys. So you want to make sure you get those that 1 month pass. And again, college basketball. Don't get crazy. Don't get carried away with the schedule. Just look for the best games. That's what you're going to find. You're going to have about 4 or 5 of them a night, and then you're ready to roll. Okay, so that's how you look at November, December. And again, look for a lot of those coaches versus cancer tournaments. We got the Barclays. You always see the NBA courts in November, December, right? NBA courts. So check a look at it. So get signed up. Access Mindy's page by clicking the link in the description. Click the All Cappers tab and get signed up. All right, Mindy, we put together also a Twitter account for you over at Tony's Picks Mindy, and you're Ramon with that great show, Morning Steam, with a lot of coverage there from all the sports.
Yeah, and you know how many Iowa cupcakes I've had to make over, since 2005? Way too many. I need the, Huskers to finally win one this year so I get the cupcakes. I'm tired of all this. But yeah, you can catch me over at Twitter at Tony's Picks Mindy, where I have another NBA free pick for you today, along with all of the coverage that we did for NBA Today on the Morning Steam. We covered the 2 NHL games. Also, we started in on the 2:30 games, 2:30 Central Time games for college football, plus went over the World Series. So yeah, just a ton of information that we put out this morning. So make sure you get back if you haven't seen those. If you weren't there for the live show this morning, that you go back and take a look at the videos. And also, you can just go ahead and listen to it now on podcast form, which is totally awesome. So now you can just go ahead, and do other things while you're listening and absorbing all of this sports information. So it's pretty cool that Tony has put all of this together for all of us out there, listening. It just makes it so much easier to have all of these different formats and all of this, information, so you can do your due diligence every day to be successful, at sports betting, because that's what we're all striving for. It's just to go ahead and give yourself a little bit of edge, a little bit of information that the other folks have missed. And that's what we're here to do, is to give you that information so then you can go ahead and make those picks and be successful at sports betting along with us at Tony'sPicks.com. So make sure you catch the morning steam every Saturday through Thursday, 8 a.m. Central Time, where tomorrow we'll already be getting into NFL early games, those noon kickoffs. So come join us in the morning. We'd love to have you.
That's right. Nooner kickoffs, actually 1 p.m. Eastern time kickoffs here tomorrow.
Yes.
And today we've got a lot of today action, the Big 11 game card from the NBA, NHL, World Series. Action, I think, was done earlier in the week. So you can, again, you can listen to the full length podcast on your drive home, 1 hour plus show. They get into college football already. Look ahead, a lot of the Saturday games are up there already now. So check it out. Full show in podcast form, morning steam. Listen to it on your way home. And we love your truckers out there. So you truckers, I know you guys like the podcast. So check us out on the Tony Speaks podcast. Drive safely. Just, you guys know how to do the Bluetooth. Just Bluetooth it from your phone into your car. Listen to your speaker, into your truck. Listen to your speakers. I know you truckers invest a lot of money into your sounds, man. I've seen some of those sound systems in those rigs, man. So listen to it there on the podcast as you drive across America. Appreciate that, what you guys do. All right, Mindy. As always, great having the show. Keep up that great work, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. We'll see ya.
You see Mindy Hahn here on Game Day Picks. Guys, we're with you here on Game Day Picks Monday through Friday here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you like, subscribe, and set notifications. Be live with us so you get the picks live and get the best numbers with them. All right, let's continue on here on the show. Let's welcome in Ramon Scott. You'll find him over at Tony'sPicks.com. Again, he's setting up residence again here on top of the leaderboards. Looks like it'll be another long-term residence for Ramon here on top of leaderboards. Ramon, what's happening?
Hey, Tony. Great to be with you again, as always. And yeah, good night last night for Mindy and I. That makes us feel real good. Combine our records together. Pretty strong performance. And I don't know, she's kind of leading me on the path to victory. So just follow Mindy, and I feel like I'm in there.
Yeah, I like how what you guys are doing or talking about here, about looking not really, we're looking at the wins, but kind of looking at what went wrong and making those corrections.
Well, that's all the key to handicapping for anybody out there who's doing their own capping or trying to gauge whether a team is ready for a top performance or not. I mean, honestly, Tony, anybody can look at a matchup and say one team is a favorite over one another, but what you're trying to do when you're handicapping is trying to measure the human algorithm. I mean, which team is going to be ready to perform and which one is not on any given night. Anybody can sit there and go straight off their power ratings or whatnot, but it's the ebbs and flows of the season-long grind where you make the money and make sure sometimes you're on some of those ugly dogs that you need to be on in order to keep that winning percentage up. And then sometimes you got to lay that huge chalk when it's not always comfortable. But that's when the blowout situation is there. So that's what it's all about. And I'm learning as I'm going along still, even at my age. When you get together with someone like Mindy and can listen to her logic and philosophy on each game, come to a conclusion, and that's how we work it on that show.
That's right. And of course, I like how you kind of assessed yourself with the college of football. You said, well, this is where we went wrong. We were taking too many road favorites and not getting the best of the number.
That's right. Early on we had a good stretch, but 2 rough weeks. So you just got to look and see where you might have some information that, or like you said, those plays. I mean, yeah, that's those runaway favorites on the road. Not always necessarily the best situation. There are spots where you gotta lay those points, but again, every game, every situation is different. And that's what you gotta look at. That's That's why you handicap the games the way you do.
Yeah, those home dogs. A lot in common conference. I know a lot of people fell for that Wake Forest trap last week, and I think sometimes you have to look here at the conference games. You got to be very careful playing the road favorite. I think it's more so in non-conference you can get away with it, but in the conference it's tough to straddle yourself to a road favorite in conference play.
Oh yeah, for sure. And again, a lot of times, people say, oh, these trends, trends, and I try to cover a little bit of trend on each pick too, because sometimes it's not so much you say, oh, this is a 20-year trend. I mean, this is college football. I mean, you're going through, 10 different sets of players in 20 years, but a lot of times it's programs have train their situations in conference. You're going into the same settings every year. You have the same travel arrangements. You acquire the kind of the same level of recruits on a year in, year out basis, unless programs do, see ups and downs. But a lot of times, you're really just in the same, just because the personnel has changed, that doesn't mean the situation has changed for a certain program when they go into somewhere, because they might be up against it with a lack of talent, or just that particular road trip never favors that particular team, because for whatever reason. So that's why you pay attention to those things too. It's not all about, oh, you just throw it out the window because personnel changes in college football from every 2 to 4 years.
Yep, and the crowd enthusiasm really hype more in conference games. The crowds, they know about what the conference games mean, and of course they know that the familiar uniforms they see coming in the stadiums also spark a little bit as well. And anyway, we'll get now to the game tonight at 7:40 Eastern time. We have the Bulls here to host the Hornets here. The Bulls laying 5 here, total 223.
Well, we saw last night, Tony, and you talked about Zach Levine on several of your shows yesterday and his status. I mean, what's his status going to be tonight? After he lit up the Nets, he could have been playing Space Jam out there by himself, outscoring the Nets in the fourth quarter. Unfortunately for Zach, he ended up playing 37 minutes. Now, his status actually has changed over the last, maybe 90 minutes to 2 hours, going from a doubtful up to questionable. So I guess there's actually a consideration that Levine could play tonight for the Bulls after his 29-point performance. 37 minutes, man, for Zach right now, who's not really playing in back-to-backers. It just seems almost out of the question that he would be in there at this time. But again, I think that's an upgrade to his status. Still, I'm going to look to play against the Bulls right now. They're already 0-2 on the back-to-backers this year, and 1-6 dating back to last season. And we know that Zach's D issues going back even to last year, and the surgery that he had in the off season. Chicago has lost 3 of their last 4 games before that great surge in the game last night, a side that we actually were on yesterday with the Bulls. But man, he was just on fire. So we'll see tonight. I'd have to think I'd probably still have him as doubtful, but again, I think his status has been upgraded to questionable from doubtful. The report came out doubtful 20 minutes 30 minutes later, they said, well, not so fast. But I think it will be tough. Now, we know Ball has been out right now. He's going to be out for quite a while for Charlotte, for a few weeks, certainly. Rozier, another high scorer, doubtful for Charlotte. This will be their 3rd game in 4 nights. So I think this was going to just end up being a close game between 2 teams that really are trending to playing close games. Both teams are, around 500, both straight up and against the spread. Charlotte's actually covered 3 of their 4 road games this season. So I like Charlotte in this game. I think Hayward will be in a good position to have a good game. PJ Washington also could have a pretty strong game tonight. These are the guys I like on Charlotte. They're 4-3 against the number this year, but 2-0 against the spread off of a spread loss, and they are coming off of a spread loss in that game against the Kings. So Charlotte, they do shoot pretty well from 3, and Chicago doesn't defend it too well from 3-point range. Charlotte is about seventh in the league right now, shooting 3-pointers, while the Bulls are near the bottom in defending against 3-pointers. It's been a Chicago series, but 13 of the last 19 games have gone over. We've seen this total drop dramatically, which really would indicate that Levine isn't going to play. It opened as high as like 229, and right now you're looking at like a two. I think you had 223 up there, 224 on the screen. So I think that really indicates that Levine would not play. I think the total would be higher, and I don't think bookmakers would hesitate to adjust if he was in. The total will go up if he is in here, but getting 5 points, Tony, in a game that to me just has to rate very, very close at this point. Like I said, these teams, nothing over the top with these two. Just I think average to slightly above average ball clubs. Maybe Charlotte is a team that we think of as you know, obviously an underdog here, but also for the season. So getting 5 points, that's going to be good enough for me. I think the scoring will not be affected as much with Levine's absence. I do think that DeMar DeRozan can step up and add to the scoring as well for the Bulls. So I'm going to look for Charlotte stay in there tonight, Tony. Can't get it down as a premium, especially dealing with this situation with Levine. I mean, you almost think automatically no back-to-backers, but I guess there is some talk that he could get in there. But 37 minutes, I'm not sure about that. I've got Charlotte tonight +5. Tony T, I see you, and I just don't hear you. I don't know if it's on my end. I am
It's on my
monitoring
end.
it right.
It's on my end. Yeah, it is on my end. There we go.
Been talking, right? It just took me that
Yeah.
long to call it up on YouTube to see if the sound was coming through.
Oh,
Otherwise, I would
yeah.
have covered for you there, buddy.
No
Sorry
worries.
about that.
No worries. No, I was saying
You
as
have a little synopsis of what you were saying?
yeah, I'm with you here on this one. I mean, with Levine in the back-to-back spot, the Bulls, have just been, as you said, bad last year and back-to-backs this year, already bad this year as they're giving up. They're losing. They're in their games here in back-to-backs. They've lost both of them, and they've gotten outscored by an average of 18.5 points a game.
Yeah, and again, there is some concern also on the Charlotte end, like I said, because they are playing third game in 4 nights. So they're a little bit up against it, too. How it'll affect the flow of the game, I think, will be more defensively than offensively. I think that will allow the offenses tonight to kind of carry the flow of the game, with both teams maybe showing some fatigue here. And so that's maybe why I give Charlotte kind of more of a chance maybe to hang in there. Maybe a coin flippy type of game and getting nice handful of points here in a game where I don't know if I see Chicago necessarily getting away for any blowout mode here. As far as their personnel is concerned, I mean, I think Vooch is probably set up for the best performance right now. He'd be my top guy with Chicago tonight in that lineup, maybe to kind of pick up the slack, despite what I said. DeMar DeRozan, I think it's a given with him. But if I was looking for someone maybe to step it up for Chicago, I think Vooch and his matchup with Plumlee would be a spot for them to look to. But again, I just don't see a blowout potential in this game.
That doesn't look that way. And of course, as we said, We are seeing 5s mostly everywhere. The sharp books in Vegas, we're seeing some 4.5. So if you want that 5, I think you better pick it up now because I don't think it's going to hold here near game time.
Hornets open to buy at 6. So
yeah, 6. Yeah, it is. It's we're seeing it come down here. Ramon here, Hornets +5 against the Bulls. This one to have a start time here of 7:40 Eastern time. All right, Ramon, let's go over at Tony'sPicks.com for today's action. We've been on absolute fire here as we'll put up the numbers here for Ramon. Over 2,001 units of profit the last 3 days. That is all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com, showing great profit in the NBA for this year. 2,966 units of profit in the NBA, 2,932 units of profit in the NHL, 817 units of profit in NFL. We didn't bundle the Summer League with them. If we put the Summer League in there in his NBA, he'd be close to 3,700 units of profit. But again, doing fantastic work, showing profit this year as well in college football. So Ramon has been outstanding. When we go over to Ramon's handicapper page, you can see all the plays up here. They're all documented. They're all recorded here. And as you can see here on the leaderboard, you can see all the winning, all the sports that he wins at for 2022. You can also toggle in and check out the 24-hour a day, 7 days, 30 days for 2022. It's been outstanding performance here from Ramon. All right, Ramon, huge 11-game card here from the NBA, a few on the ice. We got Maction in the World Series. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
Well, I couldn't let Mindy have a 7-pack with her hot streak yesterday. She went 4-0 in the NBA. I don't know if she mentioned that, by the way, but I said, you know what, I'm going to come in with a 7-pack. I can't wait. Well, I just really want to strike when the iron is hot right now. If I'm seeing the board this well and I like this group of games, I kind of whittled it. I kind of looked at the bulk of the games, and if I had something where maybe a smaller group of the games would have stood out, maybe I would have come in with a little bit of a smaller package. But I liked the card today as far as the 7 games that I've selected. So I've come ahead and come in there with a big card tonight. I just want to try to keep the streak alive, if you will, in the NBA. So 7-game card for $35 over at Tony'sPicks.com. High volume means high returns when I'm on a roll and no one lights up the leaderboard over at Tony's Picks like I can. So came in with a big card tonight, but I'm also involved with that World Series best bet that you see there. And I packaged my other 5 games up, including the 2 games. I went 2-0 in Maction yesterday. I noticed a lot of campers kind of passing yesterday, but I couldn't resist. I liked Ohio at home against Buffalo with that offense that they have. And, yeah, they gave it up to Buffalo and let Buffalo kind of come back in the game. I don't think it was ever questioned. And I had under in the other game. So coming back in with more Maction tonight. I'm going to come in with both games tonight and also the World Series and a couple of hockey games. Both hockey games. I'm involved in both hockey games, Tony. So, look, I got a big card tonight coming off a 9-2 day yesterday, and thanks to the subscribers yesterday, too. I mean, hopefully everybody was stoked the way things went. If I can use a California phrase, the Southern California phrase, Tony, dating myself back a little bit there. I was stoked with the day that I had and the day that Mindy have combined. If you put us together, we took our lumps with Team Steam. So we weren't shy about sharing the fact that, we did not pull through on the show yesterday, really, with our consensus picks. But if you combined them with our premium picks, how about 21-11 yesterday? 32 picks. I mean, Tony, we'll be having a pretty good Christmas if we can keep something like that up right now. So please consider picking up this really affordable package of 7 NBA games, the way the streak is going for me right now, for $35 over there. You see, nearly 3,000 units of profit since we started the site here on Tony's Picks, and my NBA is starting to roll again this season. And thank you for showing those numbers, Tony. You see, 2001, A Space Odyssey, Tony, for the last 30 days of profit here at Tony's Picks. So we got a few hot cappers, but I'm proud to be one of them on your site, man, and just want to come in with a big card today and see if I can keep this roll going right now, because if you're seeing the board well, why wouldn't you just keep on attacking?
That's right, guys. Got over with Ramon Scott over at Tony's Picks. You see the numbers here from the NBA for 2022. 2,966 units of profit for 2022. Notice the NBA Summer League, that's not included in those numbers. The Summer League was tracked separately, 705 units. So you put these together, that's over 3,600 units of profit here when you combine the Summer League and the NBA, a regular season and postseason. So get on board here with Ramon. Also the NHL, near 3,000 units of profit. So get on board with Ramon if you want to try him out. He does have that pass that we talked about here, that he talked about, that 7-pack, affordably priced here, a good introductory to Ramon's service here, where he's been on fire here in the NBA. You've seen the numbers have come in here. 7-pack here for this big Wednesday card, $35, affordably priced, profit guarantee, meaning it must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credited back in your account. That is profit guarantee. Also in action here with the World Series Best Bet, as well as a 3-pack here. We've got Ramon here on a NHL here, and he's put together a 3-sport 5-pack. What it is, 3-sport 5-pack right now. So get on board. You can see the little emojis here: 1 baseball, 2 hockey, 2 football there on that 3-sport 5-pack on the board. Also, long-term service passes from Ramon. If you're just into NBA, you can get an NBA season pass from Ramon. Or if you want to get the NHL, he does have an NHL season pass. The way he's been running right now has been red hot in the NHL and NBA, so you may consider that. Or, again, you can probably consider that 1-year all sports pass. You just get a year of service here from Ramon. That year-long pass is pretty good value there. All of Ramon's premium plays for a year. He's in action with all the major sports. Does some peripheral sports in the summer, does some peripheral sports during the fall and winter. Most you'll find the peripherals in the summer, but when I mean peripherals, like tennis and soccer. But right now, with all these major sports, a lot of major sports coverage, some MMA as well. He does keep an eye there. So that's also part of that 1-year all sports pass. Of course, you can use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save 20% off that 1-year all sports pass. That will amount to $260 off that 1-year all sports pass. So it's for affordable there for a year of sports service here from Ramon, an all sports there pass that is. So get on board there. But if you want to try them out, probably the tryout package will be that 1-month all sports pass. There again, that'll be $66 off when you use the promo code TonyT at checkout. 1 month, this for November, you don't even think about it, right? If the 1 month you've got all the NFL, you got all the college football. Of course, the college football schedule is really, really packed towards the end of the season with these great rivalry games. So you'll have that, the Thanksgiving football from the NFL, all the NBA, feast week from college basketball. But college basketball starts here on Monday. You're going to have to look through the card, look for the good TV matchups. You'll find at least 4 to 5 good matchups a day. I understand there's 100-plus games a day, and this is non-conference, but you're going to find those good matchups up there. Trust me, the TV networks want them. These networks have, all these TV networks out there want good matchups. You'll get them as well as you'll start seeing these non-conference games in these NBA arenas. They play these tournaments in Hawaii, the Battle for Atlantis. We've got the Coaches versus Cancer tournament you see in Madison Square Garden. We always see Barclays Center hosting college basketball. And, of course, November and December is Gonzaga month, right? You'll see Gonzaga flying all across the country with these big matchups in the non-conference. So get on board here with that 1-month pass if you want to try out Ramon's service. That's a good tryout. Or if you're already sold on Ramon, get the 1-year pass. It's great value there. This is the time of the month to step up. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll save 20% off. Access Ramon's handicapper page. You'll access his handicapper page. This page here, when you click the link in the description, you click the All Cappers tab, you'll land right here. You'll see the great performance here from Ramon. All sports combined. Then you get into individual sports here. Then you get into the individual one passes, which you'll see in orange, which means they're profit guarantee, meaning they must turn a profit or the amount is credited back to your account. The yellow are the longer term passes. They're not profit guarantee because they're sold over to the big discount. So that's how it rolls there over at Tony's Picks. So get on board and sign up and use that promo code TonyT at checkout to save the 20% off. All right, Ramon, we also put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony's Picks. Ramon, what's happening there?
Got one play, Tony, up on Tony's Picks Ramon right now, and it's going to come to you in the NBA. So head on over to Tony's Picks Ramon and pick up another free winner from me in the NBA. Tony, every day we put the picks up there. No other frills, no politics, no funny stuff like we have on our other Twitter, just the picks every day over at Tony's Picks Ramon, to bring you one extra pick over there on our social media accounts. Trying to build those up so we can put some other information on there, try to build an audience there. So if you're a part of a Twitter follower, I mean, tweet deck open, the most important thing in my life, as sad as it sounds. But that's how you keep up with it. Whenever you need to know something, you keep your tweet deck open. You want to know what Zach Levine is doing, what his status is. You don't gotta click into Google and type a bunch. Just go to your tweet deck if you know what I'm talking about. Even if you use Twitter, just type in the name and you'll get the latest status reports and things like that. But again, over on Tony's Picks, Ramon, a pick every day over there, Tony, and yeah, just appreciate all the kind words for how we're running right now. Hopefully keep it up, and Mindy and I as well on our show with our consensus picks. We're coming at it again. We found some good plays, we think, today. And look, the chat was kind of honest a little bit, to giving out the free plays. They want winners too, and we want to give them to them. Yes, our best plays are over there at Tony'sPicks.com with our premium selections. Absolutely our best plays each and every day over at Tony's Picks. But we want everybody, maybe you got to get a start with your bankroll. So we got to, pull some plays down and put them out there on the show and give some free plays out too. Build that bankroll a little bit so you can get involved with the time program over at Tony's Picks, man. I know Mindy and I were texting back and forth with our, hey, it's hard not to brag and be excited when you're having a big day. And when Mindy and I can come together on the premium picks, Tony, and go basically 18-6, we're going to share some moments back and forth on text, congratulating each other. The next day, you wipe the slate clean. You don't really try to rest on your laurels. That's why I'm attacking this board like I am. I mean, I want to keep it going tonight, and so does Mindy. I mean, she rolled the board yesterday in the NBA, so she must be feeling confident, and I am too. So that's what goes on when you are on a roll with the premium picks. And you mentioned those NBA numbers, but yeah, Tony, how about my NHL the last 30 days? How about 34-16? In the NHL. I'm not making these numbers up, Tony. You go right there to Tony'sPicks.com and you scroll down to the on the handicapper profile page. All of our picks are documented by a third-party service that the game's over, just tracks the plays. You see it right there. And 34-16, that's going to get it done, Tony. That's about 70% with plus 1,700 units in the NHL over the last 30 days. So. These are when you're in sports, just keep on attacking.
That's right, keep on attacking here. Ramon Scott over at Tony's Picks, where he's been on fire. So check him out there, and of course check him out over on Twitter at Tony's Picks Ramon with those additional plays there on social media, and of course the morning steam. Saturday through Thursday at 9 a.m. each time. Tune in and get the picks. And if you missed the picks, go back and watch the replays. We have on the YouTube channel. It's prominently placed there for all our live shows, so it's easy to find. And again, as we mentioned here with the podcast, you can also tune into the podcast if you missed the show. The entire show is in podcast format. So our truckers and our people that are commuting home, listen to the podcast. Full card on NBA, NHL, as well as look-aheads from college football for Saturday, NFL, as we'll be beginning, I believe, tomorrow. So, guys, check it out on the podcast. Look for Morning Steam there on all your major platforms. All right, Ramon, as always, great having your show. Keep up that great work. We'll talk with you again tomorrow.
Appreciate it, Tony. And, I'm looking forward to the Maui Invitational, man. I know you're, just having fun with the holiday tournaments and everything, but man, the Maui Invitational stacked this year. And of course, Mindy and I are cheering for a finals matchup, Creighton versus San Diego State. There's some real powerhouses in the Maui Invitational this year, starting in, like you said, right around Thanksgiving, November 21st. I think you got Arizona, Arkansas, Cincinnati, Texas Tech, Ohio State, and Louisville, not to mention the Aztecs and the Blue Jays. So that's your blockbuster tournament, especially the Aztecs, getting such a strong run in those early season polls.
That's right, they are, and of course, Arkansas seems to be everyone's top. Seems to be the team they're going to be looking at in that Maui Invitational. So, guys, make sure you get signed up for that 1 month pass. Get coverage from all those holiday college basketball tournaments. What I really look forward to, indeed. All right, Ramon, keep up that great work. We'll talk with you again tomorrow.
Thank you, brother.
You got it. Ramon Scott here on Game Day Picks. Guys, I'm with you here. Game Day Picks Monday through Friday here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you like and subscribe and set notifications. Be live with us. You get these picks. We want you guys live with us. So you get the best numbers with them. And of course, the information we give you up to date injury information here on our site, on our show. So make sure you tune in. Now it's time for my pick. Let's get to it right now. Games up here between the Phillies and the Astros. We're going World Series for you here in this one. And I'm gonna write this Phillies team. You know what? Sometimes the team gets on a roll, you just go with it, right? You just don't question it. You don't. You just roll with it, right? I mean, let me just remove some of these comments here. It seems like these dating services just love to get into our. I thought I might have removed that site from our chat, but anyway, got rid of them. All right, here we go with this one. We got Javier to start for Houston. We're definitely going to be on the Phillies side. Nola gets the start. He's had some rough outings, but the one thing that kind of stood out to me is that a lot of those all of the rough outings have been on the road. He had one home start this year. One home start. That was against Atlanta, where he allowed no earned runs in 6 innings. Again, I will say this here about this Philadelphia team. Knocking out Atlanta was huge. That's their defending world champion. They seem to have the pieces in place. Yeah, their starting pitching was kind of messed up a little bit. Ian Anderson, Charlie Morton really didn't perform up to par, and Strider had that disappointment as well. But again, I still think that beating Atlanta team really sparked that momentum moving forward, because that was the way they got to Fried was impressive in that game, and that should have opened my eyes a little bit more to that Philly team. I was too caught up in that regular season debacle with that team when they started off. We saw the middle relief can kick them in the butt, right? We saw that in that San Diego game, but they were able to get their starters to get through that, right? To get them some innings in there. Nola had a good home outing, right? He had a really good outing against Atlanta, allowed no earned runs in 6 innings. And something here where these bullpens are really coming to play. They've not allowed an earned run in 14 2/3 inning. And again, Nola's home form really in the postseason solidifies my support now for Philadelphia. I've come through now with Philadelphia. I was looking at most people too, looking more at the season numbers here with Philadelphia. What should have woken me up here was them knocking off Atlanta. That should have woken me up and say, listen, beating Atlanta was a monumental task there. And the way they handled Fried and the way they knocked out Atlanta was pretty impressive. So it's not surprising to me what they're doing here. Phillies here -115 against the Astros. That's the momentum here. Again, one thing here with the Houston Astros is the hitting right there. When you look at the Astros hitting here, and this was something I was always worried about, because when you watch their games, they won a lot of those 1-run, 2-run decisions during the regular season, and they had this huge under trend, right? Well, when you go under a lot, yeah, you don't give up a lot of runs, but you don't score a lot of runs too, right? You're winning those really close games, and they're hitting only .218 against right-handers. And when you got a hot lineup here like Philadelphia right now, we've averaged 7 runs per game at home in the postseason, 6-0 in the postseason, averaging 7 runs a game. That's impressive. I'm not going to get in front of this train right now. Just not going to get in front of it. I've learned my lesson. I should have learned it when Philly knocked out Atlanta. We're going to go Phillies -115 here against the Astros. This one, an 8 o'clock start. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure we're going to get this one in. I haven't heard any concerns about the weather, but I'm just going to check it just to make sure about that. That's something you guys should get that, and we should give you that information now, because when you're playing November baseball, the first thing you should see is the weather, right? 0% chance of rain, 60 degrees, wind about 4 miles right to left. So they're going to get this one, and no worries here about the weather tonight. So Phillies -115 against the Astros. This one to get a start time here of 8 Eastern time on Fox. All right, guys, check out Tony's Picks. I got a 3-pack up there. My best bets from Maction and from the NBA are in a 3-pack with another a premium play here from NBA. So I have 3 packs. Also, my best bets are sold individually, but if you just buy the 3-pack, you get both of my best bets, as well as my premium play here, added premium play here from the NBA. So you guys can check that out over at my handicapper page, which will reload here. And we'll see that we've got, let me scroll down here. We'll get to the premium plays here. Yep, I've got my 3-pack and I got my individual plays for sale. But my best bets, my 2 best bets are part of this 3-pack. So you don't need to buy these individually if you get the 3-pack. But if you just want to get my best bets individually, you can do that. Of course, the long-term passes, you can get on board with me. Again, I'm recommending them 1-month pass in November, and don't even think about it. I mean, it's just all the action in November with NFL, college football, these big matchups here, feast week in college basketball. Woo! Load of action here, end of the World Series. So get on board here with my 1-month pass. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll be able to save 20% off on that 1-month pass. It amounts to $66. And of course, you can access my page by clicking that link in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, and then going ahead and get signed up. All right, let's get to the recap now. On our show today, on our recap, we're going to have Mindy with the Heat -6.5 against the Kings. Ramon was on the Hornets +5 here against the Bulls. And I'm on the Phillies -115 here against the Astros. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Game Day Picks, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications. We would love to have you guys with us so you can get the best numbers here from these plays when you give the picks here on Tony'sPicks.com. So you do that by liking and subscribing and then setting those notifications. All right, that's going to do it for our show. Make sure to visit Tony'sPicks.com for all our best bets and our premium plays there. And let's go ahead and bring in our crew from today's show. I'm going to wave goodbye to you guys. You guys have a great afternoon, evening, and say hi to Whitney. That's Whitney.
That's Whitney.
Whitney. Hello, Whitney. We'll talk with you guys again tomorrow here on Game Day Picks.